All right, everybody, it is about that time. What's up? What's up? Hit the like button. Can you hear me? First of all, I had to replace my mixer over here. I'm hoping that everything is good to go. Drop a comment. Let me know if audio sounds like normal. We got Grant in the house, Sarah in the house, Steve in the house, Justin, Nick Cask. Welcome, Nick. Good morning, Derek. I need an audio confirmation before we get too deep into this. AT says, hey. Hold on, okay. Nobody's giving an audio confirmation, so this is worrying me. It's worrying me. Where are we at with our good to be back, yo? Looking and sounding great. Okay, audio is good. Fantastic. What is there like a fucking 1 minute delay today? I don't know. That took forever. Okay. All right. Like the stream if you haven't liked it already. We already got 2 thumbs downs, which is fantastic. We're off to a great start with the thumbs down. All right, good. Now they all, dude, the delay's got to be more than normal today. I don't know what's going on. It's normally not that much. Okay. I am back from Portland. I am back from WordCamp US. You've probably heard there's been a lot of drama in the WordPress space. We can talk about that if we want to. It's up to you guys. Our main agenda for the day is we're going to do a speed build challenge recreation of the speed build challenge from WordCamp 2024. And we're going to do this 2 different ways, okay? I'll just talk about the process here. And I'm going to bring up on the screen in just a second. Justin says drama? Question mark. We're going to do the speed build challenge. We might do the speed build challenge twice. I'm going to leave this up to you guys. Okay, I'm going to leave this up to you guys. We'll talk about that in just a second. Then we'll do Q&A. Open Q&A. You can ask whatever you want. Obviously, we're going to use hashtag Q or hashtag question when we get to that part, or you can put them in now. It's fine. You can put them in now too. If you want to ask about the WordPress drama, I will comment on the WordPress drama. If you don't ask about the WordPress drama, I won't comment on it. It's up to you guys, okay? Some people want to hear about it. Some people don't want to hear about it. It is what it is. So we'll let you guys steer the Q&A aspect of this. I'm not coming onto the stream to talk specifically about that stuff that's going on, but if asked, I will answer. Andre says, can you explain? Oh yeah, okay, we'll get there. KG, did you beat Mark Zemansky at golf? To tell you the truth, I don't think either of us won at golf. I don't think either of us won. It was pretty messy. Especially the back 9. Now, we weren't in tip-top shape, okay? Like literally, we had just got off planes, okay? You imagine getting off a plane, racing to the hotel to drop your stuff off, racing to the golf course, and then playing 18 holes, right? You've traveled like half the day, and then you're gonna go play 18. So, yeah, I don't know that either. Yeah, golf itself lost that day. The trees in Portland absolutely lost. The trees in Portland, they're still recovering. I will say this: the first hole, we should have just quit after the first hole. The first hole was fucking butter, parred it up. Okay, should have gone home right after that hole. Decided to continue playing. And the front 9, not awful. Back 9, you get tired. You start to get tired. Absolutely atrocious. So it is what it is. Now, Mark did get a good video, one of my beautiful shots. So we're going to put that up as soon as he sends it. He hasn't sent it to me yet. I mean, I would keep it under wraps too if I was Mark, but he hasn't sent it. If he does send it to me, I will publish it and we will make it seem that all of them went that way. We control the narrative because we control the video. So, yeah, we'll make it good. Lothar says, I can hear you. Well, that's good. That was a question from 10 minutes ago. Mark says, murdered some trees for sure. Oh, this is the other thing too. Obviously, we have plenty of excuses. I had to buy a glove, rented clubs. The balls. Were they good? I don't know. I don't think they were that good. It just endless list of excuses. We had fun though. All that matters is we had a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun. Derek, on the other hand, is a fucking, apparently like a semi-amateur pro Nike sponsored golfer or something. So he was just absolutely murking us the entire time. Probably getting bored, right? We were in the trees. He's on the green every time. It's like, yeah. So, but he was a good sport. He played along with us. It was fun. It was fun. All right. Do you want to just get right into it is the question. Let's look at, I think in the speed build challenge, okay, they give you 5 minutes they say they give you 5 minutes. I don't think they always give you 5 minutes, but Jamie gives you 5 minutes to take a look at the site, to think about it for a minute. I want to take that 5 minutes. Obviously, I've already seen the site, so I just want to take that 5 minutes to kind of walk you through the process. And we're going to talk about the opportunity maybe to build this twice today and why we might want to build it twice today. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And this is going to be our starting point right here. We have a blank site. We'll go over the stack in just a second. This is the site. It's buyrightmarket.com. If you want to pull that up on your computer, you can pull it up on your computer. I will say the site is, I hate to talk bad about the Buy Right web team, okay? But the site's an absolute travesty. I mean, a lot of the decisions that these are not the decisions you should be making. I mean, this hero section is one image. It's just a giant image. And I'm gonna build it. I'm gonna build it the way that they have it here, okay? We're gonna make this happen. But if you go down, like, obviously, look at this little cute guy, this little cute little orphan here. This whole thing is a link. This is just not the way you do things. This is a link right here. This is a link right here. You wouldn't even know. There's no hover style. There's no interaction style. I tried to copy the text and it went somewhere. I was like, oh, that's a link, I guess. Yeah, just not fantastic. It's whatever. I mean, the typography is very tiny to me. It's just very small. Look at this. It's all cramped. It's all cramped together. I'm not really liking that all that much. But this is what we have to build. Now, I am going to use my stack. My stack, the reason for the stack is because the stack is highly efficient. Now, the stack includes frames. Frames is based on common patterns and layouts. And if you notice, there's a lot of common patterns and layouts. Okay, so you're gonna see how frames helps with doing work like this. This is what it was designed for, right? Now, some people may say, oh, he's cheating, using frame. Well, I didn't build any of the frames for this project. All the frames that I'm gonna probably use, I haven't built any frames since looking at this. All the frames I'm gonna use have existed for a very long time because all these things are very common patterns. The whole point of frames is like, why would you do work from scratch when it could just already be done for you, knowing that almost every project uses patterns like this, right? So that's the whole point of frames. Now, if people want to see it built from scratch, we can do that next. So we can build it, we can do it with frames and see how it goes. And then we can just start building some of it from scratch. Now, some people might feel like, oh, that's a waste of time. I don't need to do it. I just want to see you do it the first time. We'll take a little vote. I'll leave that up to you guys. So I'm going to use my stack to build it the first time. And then we can just say, all right, we'll build it from scratch the second. Now, I'll still use automatic CSS when we build it from scratch the second time. But I just won't use frames, right? We'll skip the frames part. Marcus says Tobias has built some great frames lately. He has. He's been on a roll. He got a little vacation in, got a little recharged, and he came back on the attack. Okay. Any questions before we begin? I will look at the stack here. So what is the stack, by the way? So under themes, we have our bricks theme and builder. Okay. Under plugins, we'll take a look here. I'm using ACF Pro. We'll also talk about anything that's been done up to this point because Jamie does give them an install that is prepped a little bit for this kind of thing. Automatic CSS, obviously. Frames, obviously. Happy Files Pro, not really necessary for this project, but it's kind of on all of the blueprints. WS Form Pro, not really necessary for this speed build challenge, but it's on all of my blueprints. So there it is. Really what we're looking at is ACF, automatic CSS, frames, and bricks. That's pretty much gonna do all of what we're looking at here. I did create a recipes custom post type where I just threw in the 4 recipes that are on the home page. There's really no content in any of these. There's just a recipe description and a featured image. I installed a font that is similar to this font. I think this is a premium font. I don't know. It's a terrible font. It's not a good font, but I think I chose one that's similar. So, you know, the font size isn't, they're not gonna be exact because the font is different, obviously, but, you know, we'll try to dial some of this stuff in as much as we can. I don't know. Any questions before we start? I don't see there's any questions. Okay. Drop a like on the stream. We're gonna get this underway here. That's the stack I'm most interested in seeing from you for sure. Okay, good. All right, well, let me go to pages, edit with bricks. The only hard part of this that I hate is the flipping back and forth. I really wish, like it's gonna waste a bunch of time flipping back and forth, but it is what it is. I would rather have it on this other screen over here, but then you guys won't be able to see it and you won't be able to see which part of it I'm looking at. I think they got dual screens in their thing, but it is what it is. It is what it is, okay? Let's see, I would love to see setting up a pop-up for it and make it manageable dynamically. Oh, I don't know what you mean by a pop-up. Yeah, I don't know. This doesn't really, no, it's not outfit. Hey, okay, I'm just making sure there's no questions before we start. Header to body size text ratio needs a bit of a, yeah, it's not great. Max says tabs. No, there's no tabs. There's no tabs. No tabs. Why not use Arc's split screen feature? That's a good question, Graham. The reason is very simple. It just makes things extremely cramped. Extremely cramped. I'm already, by the way, I've got this resolution blown up to make it way bigger for you guys, to make it easier to see what's going on. It's already way too big for what I like. So, yeah, if we split screen it, it's just, I hate working in little tiny boxes. It's terrible. It's terrible. All right. I think I have a timer here. Let me see if I can get going on our timer. How do I start this? Can you guys see the red timer on the screen? Let me know first. I've never done this timer thing before. I just added it. So we gotta wait for the delay. I gotta wait for everybody to answer on the 10-minute delay here. Let me know if the timer is working. I'm gonna click go on it. Okay, good. I'm gonna click go on it. If it, for some reason the timer bugs out, I'm not gonna be paying attention to that. So I may or may not be able to pay attention to comments as they come in. I don't really know, okay? So we're just let things roll and you know, let's get, okay, we're starting at about 11:15 anyway. Okay, bang, let's go. Okay, we're off to the races. All right, I'm gonna go with a section and a section. So we're just gonna go 2 sections right off the bat. These are not really frame sections. I'm gonna take this out and I'm gonna put in an image. This is gonna be that really badass hero section that they've got going on. All right, so let's bring this in. And we need this version of it. Let's go ahead and insert. Excellente. All right, we can go pad. Let's just go, let's go, actually, I don't wanna use any utility classes. Let's just go 0 all around. Okay, let's go 100%, bang. Oh, look at the hero coming together. Yeah, that's kind of cheating. Like when you do a hero like that, it's kind of, oh shit, I lost my by right. All right, let's bring it down here. Okay. Yeah, we're wasting tons of time on that nonsense. Let's go heading and text. All right, text, heading, fantastic. Freshly arrived, simply delicious. Let's just copy this. Let's go freshly arrived, simply delicious. All right, let's pop that in, paste. Let's go with a P. Awesome, fantastic. All right, we'll get to alignment on that in just a second. I'm gonna come down here, and this is actually, yeah, I guess we can use a section. I'm gonna use a naked section here, and I'm gonna show you why in just a second, okay? So let's go down. What I wanted to tackle is these, and notice these are like grouped together, okay? But there's these CTA strips in between them. So what I think I need is to just, I don't need this container at all. We're gonna get rid of that. I'm almost certain there is a feature card or feature section that does this exact layout, right? So this is where we're gonna tap into frames, and I'm gonna go feature section, and I'm just gonna give a quick look-see. I see one right here, Sierra, but those overlap and they alternate. I'm just gonna keep, I think there's a more basic one, Delta, but I'm gonna go, I want card Delta. I just want the card, that's all I want. I don't want the alternating section and all of that. So I'm gonna stick that into the section there. That's fantastic. I don't think this section needs any padding either. Okay, perfect. So we're gonna do that. I think that this feature card Delta, we're gonna go to the custom CSS. I think, yeah, okay. Let's go 6 and 6 is gonna give us the half. Okay, that's perfect. Now I want these little strips here. We're just gonna pop a block in here, put some text in the block. We'll bim this up. So I'm gonna go with a block, bang, and then we will go with text. This is not gonna be a heading, even though it looks like a heading. It's gonna be just text. This is gonna be our CTA divider. We're gonna call that a CTA divider. We'll give it a class, CTA divider. I'm gonna come down here. We're gonna go CTA divider text. It's gonna be the child. Fantastic. CTA divider, where are we at? All right, let's go padding. Section XS. Bang. Let's pop a gutter in the side. Pop a gutter in the side there. Let's go with a background of primary. We don't have that color in yet, but that's no problem. We need a center. We need to center the typography as well. Probably come down to the mobile, go left and left again on mobile. Okay. Come on, Brixie. Come on, Bricks. Okay. Keep up, Bricks. All right. We don't need a gap in here, that's for sure. Let's go 0 on our row gap. Fantastic. Let's, we got our CTA divider. We got text. Let's go typography color. Let's go white. Probably want to go with a larger, we can mimic the H3 size, okay? What does that say, by the way? Join the, see if I, ooh, is it gonna take me somewhere if I click on this? Okay, no problem. All right, let's go back here. Let's pop this in, content, bang. That definitely needs to be a paragraph and not a div. I hate the spacing on this font, absolutely awful. What did they do too? Probably bolded it. Yeah, they bolded it. So let's go text, font weight. Let's keep the text on here. Let's keep the text styles on here. Font weight 700. Fantastic. Okay. All right. So we got that. Let's go another one. And then how many of these cards do we need? 2, 3, maybe. And then pop that divider in there. Pop this divider in there. Okay, we got our CTAs in, fantastic. Let's get some images going. We need, let's see, phone, ice cream, and salad. Phone, ice cream, and salad. There's phone right there. Let's go down here. Let's go to ice cream. There's ice cream. Okay, and let's go down to salad. I don't know why ice cream did not come in. Come on, Bricks, keep up with me, Bricks. Let's go down to, what was it, ice cream that we missed? Ice cream, ice cream. There we go. Ice cream is in. Fantastic. Let's go down. I'm gonna go 1 on our aspect ratio there. Fantastic. Okay, let's go back and let's look at, what do we need? Groceries delivered. Buy right creamery and friends. Groceries delivered. Groceries delivered. This is gonna be Buy Right Creamery and Friends. These really need to be H2s because there's no other section heading here. We actually don't need these accents. We can just go ahead and get rid of those, drop these off. Fantastic. It would be an absolute tragedy if we lost our work up to this point, so I'm just gonna go ahead and save. We need to uppercase these. We need to H2, oh, okay. What? Oh, this one's still an H3, I bet. I was like, why the fuck does it look like, okay, there we go. All right, that should be good to go. All right, fantastic. Lead looks good. Do we really need to waste time putting this content in? I guess we will. Oh, fuck, which one is that one? The ice cream? Okay, here we go. Ice cream, pop it in. I don't know if you get extra points for putting content in or not. Nourish, down here. We didn't do this heading. Nourish plus, what was it? Nourish plus inspire. Okay, absolutely awful copy, by the way. Sorry, by right, but you're not checking the boxes by right. Okay, let's go down here, put this in, paste. Okay, it's probably gonna get you a bunch of nonsense code. No, okay, we're good there. Fantastic. Okay, where are we at with our buttons? We need download app. That's gonna be in the first one. All right, download. Oh, look at this. Look at this. This font has terrible default line height. It looks like it has off balance line height. Learn more, order now. Okay, learn more, and then order now. Come on, Bricks, get out of my way, dog. Get out of my way. Order now. Fantastic. Okay, let's get out of this section here. Let's collapse that up. Let's go out. We're just gonna move along. We need this section right here. Feature cards. This is gonna be a feature card section. So let's go to templates. We need to go feature again. Feature section. It's definitely gonna be in the beginning somewhere. Probably alpha. Do we have any ones with images though? Because these are not icons. I think those are all gonna be icons. Okay, let's just pop this in. We gotta keep going. Okay, no, for some reason, no heading tech, no intro really at all. So let's get those, wait a minute, hold on. No, this is all right, let's go back. This is this. Okay, hold on. Let's go out of here. That's what we need for that. All right, let's go to feature. That might've been some dyslexia right there. I was like, okay. Yeah. Feature section alpha. I put Charlie instead of alpha. Okay, there we go. Still don't need the intro. Perfect. All right, this is gonna come up here. And let's see, what else do we need? We need to center these, if I remember in my mind. Center, probably go typography center, but I like to bring all that stuff back to the left when we go to mobile. So I just kind of automatically do that every single time. All right, that's fantastic there. We need this to be a background. Feature section alpha background, not a color. Let's go back. Not a color. Select image. There we go. This pattern, fantastic. These need to be white. I think they're ultra light. Let's go white like that. Fantastic. Where are we? Okay, we need those images in. And I'm gonna get a little bit of content in. The groceries delivered. Okay. Groceries delivered. Pop this in here. Bang. Get rid of the extra spacing. This icon has got to go. We're just going to put an image underneath it. So let's go image, select this one. I'm just going to get, okay, orange. Good. We need the orange one. Okay, get rid of the icon. Take the wrapper. We need to shrink this down. We could do it. That doesn't have a BIM class on it, and I don't have time right now. We're going to go layout. Let's just do it on the wrapper. 100. Where are we at? 100? Yeah, looks good. Okay. Icon, image. Let's just take this, paste. Oh, fuck. Allow, yes. Allow pasting, please. Thank you. Okay, pasted one too many there. It's all right. We can get rid of it. Good. Bang. We don't need this. We don't need this. Great. Fantastic. Okay, let's put these in. I don't know what order they go in, and I don't really care. Pink, blue, okay. What's the next one? Look at Bricks. Look at Bricks on the struggle bus. Keep up with me, Bricks. Green. Which one am I missing? Pink? No, I already did pink. Fuck. All right, pink. Green? I already did green. Okay. Which one are we missing? Which one are we? We got orange, green, pink, blue. I don't know. The blue one. There we go. Okay, groceries delivered. That's fantastic. Do we need an intro down here? We do. Feast, the destination for all things food. All right, we need this to say feast. We need this to say your destination for all things food. We apparently don't need that. We need to make this narrower. It's not using the actual content width of the website. So let's go down, I don't know, 800, too small. 1,000. Better. Okay, I think there's less of a gap too. Okay, grid gap, that's fine. I think our gap looks good, actually. What we need to do is delete these instances, and we're gonna take feature card Charlie, we're gonna loop it. Loop. This is gonna be our recipes. Post type recipes, okay. Post per page, offset. What Bricks? What are you doing, dog? What are you doing? You can't handle a basic loop. Come on now. Okay, there we go. We're back. We're back in action. A little bit of refresh. If Bricks loses his mind, you just need a little bit of a refresh. Okay. Featured image. Pop that in. Grab this. This is going to be our what? Post title. We're gonna make this our description. Description, recipe description. Okay, post title's looking a little large. All this shit needs to be way smaller. Okay, take this, typography, S. Take this, heading, typography 4. Okay, something like that. All right, let's go to the front. Nope, that's not the front. Let's go to the front. Okay, we're checking. Okay, so, yes. Automatic CSS, we gotta get rid of all these border radiuses. Border, 0. Okay, everything should be square. Fantastic. Okay, save. We need our color. I didn't get our color to start with. Let's get it quick. Oh, where's my color picker? Where is it? Okay. Wasting too much time. Grab it. Let's go. Color palette, primary, paste, save. Okay, fantastic. What are we gonna do with the buttons? There's 2 ways to do buttons in automatic CSS. You can go literal or you can go use case. In this one, I'm gonna go use case because if you look at the buttons, they're all black outline buttons, but that's like the primary button style, right? Even though it's not using the primary color, look at it, it's the primary button style. So I think what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna hijack, because these are all using button primary, I'm gonna hijack this. We're gonna go transparent, text color, we're gonna go black, border color, we're gonna go black, focus color, I don't care right now. Background on hover, what is black? Text color, white. Oh, no, hold on. Black, okay, hover, white, border color, probably needs to stay black. What does it do? Hover, yeah, it should just stay black. Okay, solid, save. Okay, let's regen. Good job, okay. Perfect. All right. Now we have all primary buttons. Okay. All of our buttons are, we don't have buttons in our cards. And I'm also seeing, no, that looks good. Okay. That looks good. We just need a button. Pop. Oh, we're going wrong places. Okay. Button. Good. Button primary. Nice. Okay. Let's take that. Let's see. What is it supposed to say? Order online. Do they all say something different? Order catering. Okay. Let's do order online. Perfect. Let's take that button. Paste. Okay. Order catering. Visit the market. See the menu. Order catering. See the market. Order. What did the other one say? See the menu. Okay. Oh, I did see the market. Okay. Visit the market. Dyslexia is a bitch. Okay. We need this to be 100% wide. Let's go layout width 100%. I want to try to get to, there we go. There we go. Okay. Feast. What do we need on our, it's like all of our H2s. Are all of our H2s like uppercase? I don't usually like doing this, but like whatever. Typography, heading, H2. Text transform, uppercase, save. Okay, so those will all be uppercase now. All right, let's go. We need to go header. Let's actually here. We will go utility. Center all. I'm gonna actually do center left M. Okay, so that's gonna bring that back to the left on mobile. Okay, good there. I think we need to cap this width L. Looks good. Perfect. Okay. Fantastic. Let's get out of here. We need to tackle a header real quick. How much time we got? 13 minutes left. Man, this goes quick. It goes absolutely too fast. Okay. Header. Select header, publish. Okay. Edit with bricks. Template settings, template. No. Conditions. Here we go. Add condition. Entire website. Okay. Save. Open. Header. We're gonna need that. What does it look like? What does it look like? Okay, full width. All we're looking for is a centered nav. That's all we really care about, I think. Okay, header. So like this one, Bravo maybe Bravo. I don't think we need the top bar is the problem. Okay, let's pop this logo in. Where are we? Buy right, here we go. Buy right logo. Fantastic. We need this to be white, header Bravo, background white. Okay, get there. Come on, get there. Okay, we don't need, how are we gonna center this button? Or how are we gonna center the header, the text without the button? The button offset is centering the header for us. Okay, let's drop this down. I think it's a little big. Let's go, no, bigger. Right there. Okay, good. Let's get the inner 100%. Good, needs to go all the way to the edge. Okay, let's look at this. There we are. Okay, got to get that centered. And you're not gonna do, you could do auto margin, but it's not gonna be a true center because the space that the logo is taking up is gonna fucking push it off to the right. You see that garbage? That's absolute garbage. So we can't do that. Okay. Don't kill me. We're doing a fucking spacer block. Watch this shit. Watch this. This is actually gonna make it perfectly centered. Okay, so we're gonna go here on our section, our header. Okay, let's go down here. We're gonna make a logo width. What was it? 440 pixels. Logo width. Okay, good. We're gonna come in here and we're gonna go logo width. And if both of them are the exact same spacer, okay, if both of these are the exact same, where's my width? Logo width. The menu will always be perfectly centered. And then we just decide where we don't want that. Okay, now here, we're just gonna delete it. Okay, display, this I hate, dude. Like, all right, let me prove my point. I don't know where the fucking display thing is. It's easier and faster to write CSS. Okay, save. Let's go back. Perfect. Okay, bang, perfectly centered. Okay, this area up here is bothering me on both sites. This is terrible what they've done here. Absolute travesty. I don't even know, like, I mean, we can take Bravo top, layout, position, absolute. This is like the jankiest way to do this, I think. Position to the right, 0. But now now it's gonna be like it needs to be, but we're gonna need to know where does that needs to disappear right there. So we're gonna have to get rid of that. We'll just take the top part, layout, display, dude. Bricks hides there it is. It's in the wrong tab. Okay. All right, that looks good there. Let's go back. All right, so we're only gonna have, at least for this speed challenge, we're only gonna have that data on desktop. Let's get rid of the phone link. We don't need that. Okay. Where? Icon. We don't need icons. We don't need this icon either. We actually don't need a phone link altogether. I'm just gonna duplicate the address link. We're gonna come in here. We'll say locations contact us. Okay. Contact us. I'm not even gonna bother with the links. Okay, locations contact us. I don't even know if we'll be able to get any design details going on that area up there, but it is what it is. Okay, let's go back to buy right. Okay, first of all, we're in a different order here. So let's go out of there, back in. We just need this section. This is our hero to go first. Okay, perfect. Bing, bang, boom. All right, that CTA right there, I'm gonna steal from here, okay? Grab that. We're actually gonna go back to the header. To me, that needs to be like in your header. It probably shows up. I don't know if it shows up on every single page. Let's get back to the front. Okay. I did not click on profile. All right, refresh. So join the Buy Right Wine Club. What is this supposed to say? All right, pre-order this. Is that on every fucking page? We're just gonna have to go check real quick. Okay, it's not. I fucked it up. Let's go back out here. We just need it on the home page, I guess. So let's edit with bricks. Get rid of all these instances. Pop that in, drag it to the top, save, okay. Now we can go back to the front end. Let's see what we got going. All right, looking good, looking good, looking good, looking good. Pretty good, pretty good. Footer, let's try it. How much time we got? 7 minutes, okay. Bricks, templates, add new. If you didn't have to do this in a magic area, it'd probably be a little faster. Publish, edit with bricks. Gonna have to assign template settings, conditions, add condition, entire website, save, get out of there. Footer. What does it look like? Three, we need 3, and then we don't have this exact footer. We have a starting point for it, I'm sure. Like this. Oh, this one's super fucking close right here. This one, it's got a lot of shit going on that we don't need, but it's fairly close. We don't need this entire top row. Okay, we're gonna have to look at how this is structured here. FR footer hotel grid. We got a 5-column grid. I'm not liking that at all. Oh, this is using a fucking span. See, this is not gonna be quick. This is not gonna be quick. For to end. Get rid of the span. Maybe don't get rid of the span. 4 column, 5, 6, 7. If we go to 7, maybe I can get another. Actually, no, I only need one more. I need one more. 6, and then we'll just put a block in and get that block to the beginning. Okay. Feature grid hotel 6. Yeah. Because it's a complex grid, I'm actually gonna go with, there's one other I saw. That would be doable. I think it's just not gonna be doable in 6 minutes. We're gonna have to start simpler. Like maybe alpha. Let's go alpha. Okay. All right, the timer thing, like you're not always doing things, exactly how you need to be doing them. Because of the time constraint. Grid gap. Okay, good. We don't need this. We don't need this. We do need this logo. What's going on with this? Okay, grid 2, 3. And we need a third column. Okay, this will be a little bit easier to deal with, I think. So let's get a block in here. Let's go custom grid. We just need like this little logo. What is that? Like 80 pixels? Okay, and then we need like a grid. No, let's just go old school. 0, 1 FR, and then 0, 1 FR. This is gonna be a 2 FR. Okay, all right, that's looking a little bit better. Let's get this down to, they're not using a lot of spacing. Let's cramp all this stuff up, even though it looks awful. Let's go with a gap of 0. We could probably just let line height rule the day here, because this is not a lot of spacing whatsoever. That goes 0.25 M, maybe something like that. Okay, let's take this. Let's go line height, 1.4. Okay. No, that would not be the way to do it. That would not be a good way to do it. Okay. Let's take the list. Let's use a gap, but just a little gap, a little bit of a gap. 0.5 M. Okay. Is that cramped enough for our liking? We can go 0.5 M there too. These need to be smaller. They do need to be H2s, but they need to look like H4s. These probably need to be small. Okay. Yeah, all that shit's small. About us, contact, shop us, about us, contact, shop. Okay, what else? Certified B. Do we have that image? Certified B. There it is. Okay. this is a bunch of nonsense over here. We need like a block for that. I don't even know if it's worth doing. Put this block in. What will we have? Like text, not a heading. It's not a real heading. Text, form, right? Let's go text, and then a form. Okay, like this. Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Bricks. We don't need all that jazz. All right. What's that say? Newsletter sign up. Newsletter sign up. How about we do H4? Bang. It'll automatically look like an H4. Let's go typography. What are our H? I don't know. All H4s don't need to look like that. This is not the route to go. Let's go for, I'm just going to do this. You just do this at the ID level at this point. It's in the fucking footer. Who cares, right? Who cares? It's in the footer. Who cares? Okay, let's go down here. Be the first to know. Be the first to know. Know what's new in good food. Okay, fantastic. Why did the message field not disappear? I asked for the message field to not be there. Okay, I don't know that we can get an inline form in the last 2 minutes and 15 seconds. Let's see, let's go to the front end. Dude, I hate that they changed this. Doesn't go to the front end anymore. Okay, buy right. Do we miss anything? What else? All right, let's go look at some details. Do we miss any little details? I got to go back to the homepage first. Okay, something delicious. Okay. I think we're okay. All that stuff's correct, right? What about these cards? I mean, maybe you might nitpick and be like, well, you know, those buttons are full width in those cards. Maybe they don't need to be. No, we don't want to do that on the class. These need a fucking, okay, we got to cheat. Okay, root, button, primary. Okay. Width is, max content. I don't even know if this is going to be, this is why I hate looking at it scrunched. Is that a responsive grid? Hold on. I'd rather look at the grid here. Let's make sure. Let's just look at this on mobile. Inspect, please. Inspect. Okay. All right. Here we are. Okay. Let's just take a look. We're good. We're good up to this point. We're good up to this point. Those do stack. Those do. Okay. Our footer does not. But let's go down. What are these cards going to do? Okay. Oh, you lose padding there. Why are we losing padding there? All right. Let's go. We need to inspect. Real quick. Can't end on that note. What's going on with these cards? Okay. Grab this. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. Okay. Get rid of all that. All right. We should be good there. All right. Refresh. Bang. All right, looking good. Okay, footer looks good on super mobile, just not quite right there. It's not a good look. These are mostly good. Okay, we're just checking some details because I only have 2 seconds. Okay, I'm out of time. All right, let's stop. We're stopped. Okay, All right, let's go with comments. Let's just roll them in. I can't do anything else. We're out of time. I should have done a little bit of the nav. We could have done a little styling on the nav, I think. We could have probably fit that in there if we wanted to. Probably should have done that. I think overall we're all right, though. The background on these cards right here is clearly missing, like feature card delta. But these are simple, like one click fixes. That should fix all those. There you go. Now they're all fixed. That's the point of like classes and such. You get it? Like you don't have to go one by one. See the spacing and stuff here. These are all fixed. You can go back and fix this stuff globally at any time. Like this is the power of automatic CSS. Contextual spacing, this container gap, I just see, I can like control these, and that's global across the board. Like my grid gaps can all go smaller. See what my grids do? Like I just, whatever you want to do with all your grids. So a lot of stuff, you're doing a lot of front-loaded work, and then a lot of this stuff is actually tweakable, like globally, at any time. So that's nice, you know, that's nice. We would obviously want to link these up. But I'm trying to get broad coverage. It's like, you know, if you spend too long on one section, you're not going to have broad coverage of the work you're trying to get done, you know? Now, we do need to talk about let's talk about some of the atrocities of this website, honestly, why you shouldn't do things certain ways. Let me look at some comments. Let's see. Okay, I'm working on a client site while I'm listening. I just caught myself trying to speed build. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Starting to diffuse the bomb risk. Okay. Kiefer Sutherland. Okay, good. Let's see. Didn't see Kevin in real life, so I keep believing he's AI generated. Carlo, were you at WordCamp, Carlo? Did we miss each other? Okay. I did meet D123. Finally got to meet D123. The man's been around the community forever. I finally got to meet him. He's a good guy. Yeah, I know, Dahunzi. It actually only defaults to the entire website. I just do it. First of all, I do it out of habit because sometimes I do have, like footers, for example. I almost always have a real footer and then a landing page footer. And like the landing page footer is the minimal footer with like just the policies and stuff like that. None of the other links. It's just a habit of because if you don't assign it and then you end up with two footers, now what? Like you got to remember to go back and assign all of it. It's just, I'm there, you're already there. Why just assign it and you're good to go. So yeah. All right. I'm just going back up, just going through some comments. The amount of text in the cards determines the position of the button. So this is let's look at that for a second. Cause let's just do this just duplicate and that should be enough, right? So let's talk about how to fix this. Cause a lot of people have issues with this, right? Usually it's a really quick fix where there's actually should be two ways to fix it. Now, because I was going fast, I just used my button primary class. It really should have a feature card alpha class like this, like feature card alpha button. And this is actually a good lesson in why you would have a utility class mixed with a custom class, right? So what is this called again? We'll just do this now. So FR feature card alpha, and then button. FR feature card alpha, button. Oh, come on, Bricks. Do they not have validation on don't allow slashes on accident in class names? Okay, there we go. All right, so now you take feature card alpha like this, and you can, I don't know why it's not autoing, unless Bricks is just not previewing it. You sometimes, depending on the flex direction, you can align self, right? Okay, so that's going in the wrong direction. Let's go margin top auto. Let's just, that's an odd one. Save. Now you're gonna have to debug, what exactly is going on here. Span P. It doesn't look like it's getting just looks like it's not getting it. Margin top is set to 0. Well, Bricks, it's not actually. All right, let's go refresh. Why is Bricks insisting it's 0 when it's actually auto layout? There's no margin set on the ID level. Bricks is outputting 0 when I'm asking it to output auto. That's always fun. Oh, it says auto right there, doesn't it? I'll have to have a think about that. What I don't like when people do is they do space between type stuff. I'm not a fan of that. I don't like you'll get big gaps in between the content rather than the button actually being aligned to the bottom. If anybody in the comment knows, I don't know why, unless my brain's short-circuiting. Yeah, it could be the span. It could be, hold on. Let's give it a link. Let's give it a link. Custom URL, bang. You almost, yeah, awesome. Notice how, look at this. This is, okay, HTML tag span. I like how things change up here when I change things down here. Okay. Style, layout, no, it's not gonna matter. It's not gonna matter. There could be something else overriding it. So I do have an A now. And now, which one of these did I add custom CSS to? Oh, I did it on the card. That could be one of the issues. Remember, I was cheating and I did this. That's just gonna control the width of that. So that'll go back to full width. Okay. Oh, oh, I didn't even notice there's a body wrapper. There is a body wrapper. Actually, the body wrapper can just flex grow. There we go. And now the alpha button can have its auto. There you go. There's a body wrapper. Beep. Okay. And flex grow 1. These didn't get the class of feature card alpha button. So you have to, like a chump, you got to add these one at a time. Feature card alpha button. And then easiest way is just to search for the underscore and then bring them in. If I had access to the HTML, this would be way easier. Okay, now let's go back. Now you get, see, this is the gap you should have. If you go with space between, you end up with other weird gaps in the middle between kind of everything, right? Unless you add extra groups and such. Yeah, it's, yeah. This is the better way to do it. You just essentially send the button to the bottom. And then it's actually what I tell clients is you have to sculpt the amount of content. You're like, because legit Bev will come in and she'll do this, right? She won't actually, some short. Okay, she won't actually use that, but she'll use this amount of text. Look, she'll do shit like this. And I'm like, Bev, you know, the first description can't be little and the next one you just write like 3 times as much. Like when you're gonna do card layouts like this, you're like, brevity is your friend. And you got to word things so that everything is kind of around the same length. Like that's really the manipulation. You know, that's like this. Take out the wordiness and then you see like, okay, does that help, right? Now that's decent. If you have way too much content in one card, obviously you're going to break the layout. Like these layouts are content length sensitive. So the best thing to do is just manipulate the content length by choosing to write more or less. So you can make certain things a little bit more wordy. You can make other things a little bit, you know, less wordy. Like this here too, you have to avoid. You've got to avoid like in your blog post titles or your recipe titles, going crazy with like, sometimes you have a really long title and a lot of other times you have short titles. Well, when you loop those into cards, you're gonna have another challenge that you're presented with. Now like bricks allows you to, if I come down here, it allows you to control like character counts and things like that. But then ultimately you're cutting off some of the heading. Everything is a concession. Everything is like pros, cons, you know. Intro alpha can be tightened up here. Things like this, little details. And that'll do that in all those intros, but okay, we were gonna talk about like some of the travesties of this site. Obviously, let's start here. You never use a giant hero image with important text in it Okay, this text cannot be read by screen readers. Buy right, market, Polk Street is open. That is all irrelevant content to search engines. It's all irrelevant to screen reader users. It's just bad. This is like super amateur. This is how a super amateur would do this hero. Now, I'll tell you exactly why it was done this way. The designer designed this with the boxes, see, the outline kind of design thing. The text clipping inside of the big open text. This would probably take a long time to work everything out with CSS. Can this all be done with CSS? Yeah. It's gonna take a while. So the developers made a decision. They were like, well, I mean, we could spend an hour or whatever it's gonna take doing this all with CSS, or hear me out, we could just export the image from Figma or XD or wherever it came from, or Photoshop, and slap that in. And that's what they did. That's what they chose to do. They actually did it as a background image, which is even more horrific, because if you look at theirs, it cuts off the design sometimes. It depends on the screen size you're on. But when you're on smaller screens, like some of these outlines get cut off. Last time I checked anyway. Just never do this. Never do a giant hero out of an image, and certainly not text on the image. And think about some of this. Like if this blue color, which I think is a brand color, it's like their secondary brand color. They don't use it very often. Let's go to, I don't think there's any other, there is in this. No, that's even a different blue. That's teal. They've actually got a different blue going on. This is how amateur this shit is. Look at that blue in the sign up button. Is a different blue from this blue, which is like a teal. And then you come up here, and then this is back to like some bright blue. They got 3 different blues going on, and they don't use blue anywhere else. Why would you use, what is the purpose? Okay, here's another blue in this icon, which seems to match this blue right here. But you rarely use blue. So why do you need 3 of them? Why do you need 3 blues? You barely use blue. Well, why do you need 3 of them? This kind of stuff just, I go back to the designer and I'm like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Like, we need to have a talk. We gotta this is an intervention. Quit with the blues, okay? Chill out. They got this primary pinky color. I don't even know, plum? What would you call this? I don't even know. They don't use that all that much. This is actually, I don't know if you could tell on the stream, this is like a light gray, okay? This is odd decisions. They don't make any sense. Light gray, come down here, let me bring it down here. Tan, it's like a tan down here. Why, what's the purpose? What are you doing? This could be light gray, just like the light gray up there, or make them both tan if you like tan. Why are you doing light gray and then tan? Well, that doesn't make any sense. There's no design reason for that. No designer's gonna be like, well, I mean, obviously it needed to be tan down there, not up there. There's no explanation for this stuff. These are the things you have to start being able to see, right? And look and like, oh man, this is amateur hour stuff right here, right? Purple color equals nappy rash maroon. Okay. The designer had the blues, magenta. Okay. They only use it 3 times, so they just raw dog the color picker near the blue quadrant. I think that's right. I think you're right. Or this was like, here, you know what? Maybe what happened here? What if this is like a form widget, and it's like a third-party form widget thing, and they don't really have control over it, or they forgot to customize it, or something. That could be. I don't know. That could be. All right. What else are they doing wrong? Well, the fact that this is a link, this is a link, this is a link. Those are links. You don't even know they're links. They don't look like they're links. That's not a linky type position. These are like banners, right? Your banner can't be a link when it's not clear the banner's a link. We got no hover style. What's it like? Even if you hover over this, yeah, the browser turns to a hand. That's all you get. You get the pointer. That's all you get. You get no hover styles. Just atrocious decisions. Atrocious decisions. We need to look at this probably on, we won't even talk about this thing up here. Just, that's not good either. Spacing is off here for no reason. Yeah, a lot of crampage. Okay, let's take a look at mobile and just see what they've done here. Okay, they put the menu on the left. That's interesting choice. Interesting choice there. Look at this is what happens, guys. This is what happens. Your hero, you thought it was a great idea to use a background image there. I mean, look at this. Look at this. I mean, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? Okay. Look at this. I hate this. Oh my gosh. It is just the biggest pet peeve of my life. You saw me. Like when I centered stuff, what did I immediately do? Go to a lower breakpoint, left align it, right? Look at this. Centered immediately goes to the left. Centered here. Why are we centering things here and then going left and then center, back to the center, back to the left, back to the center, back to the left, back to the center, back to the center, back to the center, back to the left. Hey, we're back to the left. No rhyme or reason. No rhyme or reason for what we got huge gutters here now. This is just, man. Oh, it's not looking too hot either, right? Not looking to, how long did they have for this stuff? How long? Look at this. Centered left. Left, look, centered left. I mean, this is left aligned, but it's visually centered for no reason because they decided to keep this here. I don't know, man. This is the production site. I didn't even have mine's 30 minutes. This is the production site that we're looking at here. All right, we probably need to go into Q&A. Bottom boxes off to the left also, yeah. What's the website built on? Check the DOM, says Tyree. Anybody recognize it? I don't know. I don't even know if it's a WordPress site, honestly. I assume he would have got, oh, what's FL? What's this FL prefix? What is that for? Anybody know? Digital algorithms, 100 whiplashes for the designer every day for a whole year with no remorse. Beaver. Mark says Beaver. OGC Digital says Astra. Well, which one is it? I don't know Beaver. I don't spend much time. Okay. Sinan says Flower Builder. Oh, he's just joking because of the FL. Okay, they're saying Beaver. Beaver it is, I guess. Anything else we want to take a look at here? I mean, that doesn't pass contrast checks for sure, right there. Dude, everything is so random. Look at this. This is the same split section kind of thing. Look at the size of this heading and it's not capitalized versus the ones on this. Look at this, giant and all caps. And then you come to the markets page, not all caps, not giant. Oh gosh, I can't take it. It's like, this is what happens, by the way, when you don't think globally, when you don't think scalability, maintain it, when you just do a bunch of random stuff, which, by the way, Beaver encourages you to do. Those are markets. That's not going to be, let's look at their ice cream menu. They at least have good ice cream. Here's the tan again. Look at the tan is back. It's a different, it's a different version of tan. It's a darker tan. And our primary color is pink now. It's hot pink, guys. Got a hot pink primary color now. Oh, look at this. I mean, what are we doing? What are we doing? Why are we randomly, look at the blue as the hover, but it doesn't actually hover. That contrast is gone on hover. Absolutely gone on hover. I mean, this is a travesty of a website. You can't even see the hover color only shows up when you leave the item. Look, it's not hover, no hover color. Leave the item. Oh, for a split second, you see the hover color, which is the blue. But when I'm on the ice cream page, let's go back to the ice cream page, ice cream menu. Suddenly, we don't care about the maroon anymore. We're hot pink now. We're hot pink and tan. Okay. Now, what else? What other goodies can we find? How about baked goods? Well, where do we go? Oh, baked goods, we're still pink. Okay. It's like they rebranded and forgot about their homepage. Okay, ice cream cakes. All right, collaborations. What about catering? Oh, there's the blues again. Oh, okay. Oh. Where did this little dotty, this underlined dotty heading come from? It hasn't been used on the homepage anywhere, but now it's showing up here. Oh, look at this, guys. We rebranded again for catering. Catering has rebranded. This is what designers, they love this stuff. Some designers, they get a little bug up their ass. They're like, every section of the website should have its own branding. Like, okay. It shouldn't. It shouldn't, by the way. You're not that important. You're not that important, okay? You can just stick with one color scheme. You don't have to get this cute. All right, I think we're done. We'll move into the Q&A phase of our stream. Now, if some of those sections, you want to see them built manually, we won't do the whole thing manually, but if you want to see some of them built manually, we can build some of them manually. Yeah, the logo also needs a lot of help. All right, I'm gonna go to Q&A. Justin says, please make it stop. Okay, we will shut off the pain. We will shut off the pain. We'll take one quick look. This is the one that I did. Yeah. Okay. It's 30 minutes. 30 minutes. It's not much time. You think it's a lot of time. It's not much time. Okay, let's go to the drama, they say. Let's go to the drama. Can't call people who created that site designers. I think you got a point. You have a point. Todd says, oh, by the way, Todd, just if you guys are new here, when you put in questions, #Q or #question, I just happen to see this question. Most of them I'll miss if they're just in the chat, okay? It says, how come you don't use much animation in your designs? Because one, it adds a lot of time. Two, it adds accessibility challenges that you have to resolve. Three, I haven't seen any data that says it increases conversions or the user experience or anything like that. People like it because it looks cool, it's fancy. These are not good reasons on a website, what I call a website of consequence, which is a website that's trying to make money and convert. We don't care about chintzy stuff. We care about stuff that actually adds to the bottom line, right? It's all about efficiency. Animations can, obviously, they are more things to process, right? So there's going to be some sort of performance implication involved. There's just a lot of implications for very little benefit, right? It's about weighing pros and cons. I just gave a laundry list of cons. Now give me the pros. Well, your pros can't be, well, it looks cool. It's fancy. It's modern. Like, businesses don't care about those things. If they do, they're not smart, right? You should care about the things. Let's spend the time on SEO. Let's spend the extra time on copy. Let's spend the extra time on the offer. Let's spend the extra time on converting to leads, converting to sales, making sure we're doing both of those, not just trying to convert to sales, but let's go leads first. Let's convert the top of the funnel. Let's convert the middle of the funnel. Let's convert the bottom of the funnel. There's so many things that we could spend time on. Making a thing go, when you enter the page, like, is that a priority? It's not a priority, right? Okay, I'm gonna go to search #Q. All right, we got a bunch of questions in the queue. I'm now in a separate area where I can't really see the chat. So if you want your questions to get answered, they need to be hashtagged, okay? All right. Wow, the first three things are like, what about the keynote? What about Matt? What about the keynote? Okay, let's answer some quick ones before we get to that stuff, because that may you may pull me in. You may pull me into a little bit of a rant there. When do we get to see the Etch video prototype? The people who pre-bought Etch are already looking at one of the prototypes. So yeah, you should have access to it if you're in the Etch community. Okay. Oh, please tell us about the drama. Please tell us about the drama. Please tell us about the drama. Did you skip a WordCamp presentation to play golf? No. So the presentation started on Wednesday. We flew in on Monday. We played golf on Monday. Tuesday was Tuesday was contributor day, which is everybody gather around and work for free for Matt. That's what contributor day amounts to. I'm not really big on contributor day, I'm not really big on, working for free. That's just a thing. It's kind of one of those principles, The next day was Showcase Day, which is a new thing that they're doing, which I actually think is it's a good concept. Showcase Day is a good concept. It's kind of like show us cool shit you've done with WordPress. Now they had a Disney talk there. The Disney talk, I went to the Disney talk. It was how Disney rebuilt a lot of their sites with Gutenberg, essentially. I will give you the rundown on that. Look, if we had to sum up the 45-minute talk, first of all, I think if you're representing Disney, I don't want to talk bad about it. It's just, you're asking me for my feedback. This is my feedback. This is just my honest feedback, okay? If you're coming from Disney, the land of magic, like you should bring some magic with you or something, right? The first 15 minutes of the talk, I swear, was like, here's who I am and here's who Disney is. We just flew like 1,000 miles. We all know who Disney is. You don't have to tell us all about Disney. We all know who Disney is, okay? Get right to the meat. Get to the meat of the thing. So the first 15 minutes was like an intro to Disney. The second 15 minutes was essentially their broad vision was we need to build patterns. Essentially, they built frames. That's what they did. But they built them manually using custom blocks. Let me go to, we should have something to look at here. I will bring up, let's just spin up, because people are going to ask me maybe some dev questions. Let me just spin something up real quick. From Blueprint, let's go bricks, Blueprint, create site. Okay, we'll use that if anybody has any technical questions that they want to look at. All right, essentially, guys, they spent a year building frames with custom blocks in Gutenberg. And I don't even think, correct me if I'm wrong, is Mark still here in the chat? Did they say, or Brendan, are you guys still here? Did they say they used ACF to do the custom block? They didn't even do like legit custom blocks. They did ACF custom blocks. Am I hearing that right? Or remembering that right? So I think that's what they did. And then they deployed it. And you think to yourself like, dog, like everything that they did, they could have done with frames and bricks and automatic CSS in like a couple weeks. Deploying it across like however many sites they did, that would be the time-consuming thing. But you could take that whole year of building custom blocks and just get rid of it. Like you don't even need it. Now, in all fairness, if they want to use Gutenberg to do the assembling and all of that, now we're talking Etch, right? That's where the Etch would have been a perfect platform for them. Absolutely perfect. They wouldn't have had to, they would have already had all the patterns available to them, and they would all be blocks automatically. And then they could just start migrating the sites to it. They would have saved a year of time and probably $500,000. It's probably what they spent on all their custom blocks, a year to all the people working on it. I don't know, but it's Disney, Corporations like to overspend dramatically. But yeah, if Etch existed, that it literally would have been the perfect platform for them. It would have saved them a tremendous amount of time and money and given them the exact same benefits and the exact same workflow. Period. End of story. That was, to me, that was my takeaway. Was like, damn, we're building the right thing. We are building the right thing because that's an enterprise level project, and Etch was a perfect fit for it. Not to mention, you can use Etch on any size project, but to know that it's exactly what was needed, essentially, for Disney, like if you could build Disney's sites with Etch, it's a done deal. It's a wrap, my friends. So that's the takeaway that I got from it. But really, if you wanted anything technical, there was none. There was zero technical. Now, they did an after talk, but I've been to those too. Those are supposed to be the come get the details. But they're only 30, 45 minutes. And then, they'll show you like one custom block and then you don't get a lot out of it. So it was kind of a waste of time. It's kind of, other than confirming that we're on the right track with Etch, the rest of it was kind of a waste of time. But Showcase Day, I think, is a really good platform or good format, I guess I should say. And here's what I will say about the talks, because I've been to 3 WordCamps now. And I come away, obviously, we confirm every single time that the vast majority of the talks are not worth going to. If you know anything about like web design, like if you're a beginner, I don't know why you would be at a WordCamp if you're like a pure beginner. But if you are a beginner, you'll get stuff out of a lot of the talks, right? But if you've been around the block, you're not going to get a lot out of the talks. And that's really what's sad to me, because what I think a conference like that should be, I mean, think of the size of the WordPress ecosystem, right? Gigantic WordPress ecosystem. Millions of people doing probably, like, a lot of them are probably doing standard stuff. Most of them doing standard stuff. But there's some people in there that are just doing some just crazy stuff. And it's like, look at the creativity. Look at the technical execution. Look at the new approach to solving old problems, right? Find those people and bring them to talk so they can inspire everybody and show off what they're doing, right? And talk about what they're doing and teach what they're doing. It seems like every talk is just like super basic, surface level stuff. There's no inspiration. There's no magic. There's no, oh my God, cutting edge. Like when I used to go to photography conferences, it was completely the opposite. People were showing new lighting techniques, new ways to frame things, new processing techniques. It was always like you were learning like some cutting edge shit because you bought a ticket, you traveled, you attended. That's where the good shit should be, right? But no, like WordPress is the opposite. WordPress is like, no, we're going to show you nothing cutting edge. Everything that we're showing you has been done for the last 3 to 5 years. And we're just going to reiterate some of this stuff, and we're going to dumb it down in case you're a beginner in the audience, right? Now, you could also fix this with tracks, like a beginner track, an advanced track, and this would actually help the speakers, because I think as it stands right now, a speaker giving a talk, if I was giving a talk, by the way, the first thing I would do at a talk, okay, this is the first thing I would do coming on stage. I haven't seen it done yet. I don't know why. What's the first part of copywriting, right? And market? You have to know who you're talking to. Well, you come on stage at a WordCamp. There's hundreds of people in the audience, perhaps, okay? You don't know who they are, what they do, what their experience level is. Well, you're just gonna give your talk? Like, I wanna know, I'd be like, raise your hand if you're a beginner. Raise your hand if you've been doing this for 2+ years. Raise your hand if you've been doing this for 5+ years. And if I got a lot of people that are 5+ years, and I got a very few people who are the beginners, sorry to the beginners, right? But I'm gonna go into more technical detail. I'm gonna talk more to the people who are actually sitting in the seats. And that's one problem with WordCamps right now is the speakers don't really know. There's no tracks for experience level. So the speakers don't know who they're talking to. And I guess naturally they try to dumb things down and make it simple for everybody to understand. But we shouldn't have to do that. We shouldn't have to do that, right? Okay, let me check in on the chat real quick. I hate how I have to go back and forth, but it is what it is. Some of you are still putting questions in the chat, by the way. Those will get missed almost certainly. Okay, I would love if WordCamps are actually useful talks. Yeah, exactly. WC didn't even publish the schedule of talks until 10 days before. Yeah, that's a problem too. Was this year? Okay, that's actually a question. Does not make any sense. Those projects need to be done by code, version control, etc. They were, I believe that's why they did custom blocks. I'm pretty sure I don't think they talked about version control. Yeah, they had 2 talks in the tech one. They said they used ACF. So that's another thing. Like every person I talk to will say that uses custom blocks will say, I use custom blocks. And then I dig a little further and it turns out they're using ACF custom blocks. So they're using a cheat code for nobody. I don't think I've met a single person that actually makes custom blocks from scratch the way that is outlined in WordPress's documentation. And that to me goes to show you that like even Disney is using a shortcut because custom blocks are too hard. That's an astronomical failure. That is an astronomical workflow failure of like what WordPress is proposing should be the workflow, right? You're forced almost to use a third-party tool. And then what is this like close to core bullshit? Stop with the close to core bullshit at that point. We're using ACF blocks, man. That's not core, okay? It's such a huge disconnect, man. It's really frustrating, really frustrating. Okay, WPE nowadays. Okay. Yeah, there's another one. Guess who owns Advanced Custom Fields? It's a good segue. Yeah, WP Engine. Correct. WP Engine. Brendan says, I made frames and Pine Grove custom blocks in 3 months. When do I get the Disney money? Exactly. Yeah, exactly. But it's Disney. You know how many, every decision about, like, you want Bev, there's got to be 30 Bevs in the Disney boardroom, right? Everybody's probably got their opinions. Every decision's got to go through 18 people probably. That tremendously slows down projects. So yeah, there's that too. Okay. I just happened to see this one. It doesn't have a hashtag. It's got to have a hashtag, Marcel, or it's going to get lost. Have you moved from InstaWP to ZipWP? Any insights or benefits, or did Adam get you a good deal? I am currently essentially testing ZipWP. I will say the performance is better. I do like the interface better. Does it have all of the same? Is it, parity and features? I think ZipWP probably has more features. Now, do I need those features? Maybe not, probably not. I don't know. I'm not 100% ready to make a determination, right? I'm trying to spend more time with it, essentially. I am leaning towards Zip at this point. I really like the interface is big for me. Like, it's, Zip is a little bit cluttered on their interface. And then performance obviously is a big deal. So, and I'll give you an example. Like ZipWP, when I save, you saw me save automatic CSS settings, 2.5 seconds usually to save and regenerate all the style sheets. On Insta, that's like 7 to 8 seconds a lot of times. Like, that's a huge difference in terms of performance, whatever's happening behind the scenes there. It's a big deal. So caching issues, I've had caching issues with Insta that I haven't had with ZipWP. Stability feels a little bit more stable to me. I haven't had any issue. And I don't have a ton of issues with Insta, like some people say they do. But I've had zero essentially with Zip. So I'm just, all signs, are pointing that direction. ZipWP's main focus is AI generated sites. I don't think that's the main focus. I think that's just one of the things that they heavily advertised. I don't think it's their main focus though. Like, this whole back end, you got these two options here, but the main options right here are all typical deploying staging sites, deploying blueprints, things like that. Disney Tech Vid 10 minutes in. There you go. But you can't put a link, Mark. Okay, he took out the actual yeah, okay. You're going to have to decode that link, everybody, if you want to use that. But that is the link to the video for Disney. Okay, where's the Etch community? I've heard nothing since the 12th. Well, if you purchased it, you should have gotten an invite. And if you haven't gotten an invite yet, I think everybody's in there now for the most part, based on the numbers I was looking at earlier. But reach out to etch@digitalgravy.co. You need to make sure that you maybe find your receipt and forward it when you do that. And just, 'cause then we don't have to check. We can get you in faster. Yeah, okay. Let's go back to cues. All right, let's talk about the WordPress drama. We've got about 8 people saying, more than that, say, tell me about the WordPress drama. Okay, how do we sum this up? Well, if you haven't watched the talk and you haven't read my article, okay, here's one thing you should do. Go to geary.co, go to blog, and go to this article right here. And this will give you a link to it wasn't a talk. Let's be honest. He didn't give a talk. He walked on stage and he read this blog post. That's what he did. And in that blog post, he attacks WP Engine for not contributing to WordPress enough. Not at all, just enough. Now, I'll give you the synopsis. I don't understand the arguments, okay? I understand what he's trying to say is an argument, but honestly, it doesn't make sense to me. If I was going to sum it up, I would say that Matt Mullenweg and Automatic are in a legal battle with WP Engine, but they're not making any legal arguments. I know. If you're like, that doesn't seem to make, exactly. Now, if I'm missing something and somebody wants to clear it up of what the legal argument actually is, that would be fantastic. But what I've heard so far is we're in a legal battle. Why are you in the legal battle? Well, WP Engine leverages WP, and on WP Engine's site, they use the word WordPress in their hosting packages. And they've built a ginormous company doing this, and they have an outside investment firm called Silver Lake. And there's this guy on the board at Silver Lake or something, I don't know what his position is, who I really, really, really don't like because he did something. But really the bottom line is WP Engine makes $1 gazillion and they use the WordPress name, but they don't contribute back. That's kind of the gist of the argument. Now, if you're like, that doesn't sound very like, where's the legal attack there, right? I don't know. I don't know. If you ask questions, like basic questions, is WP Engine allowed to use WP in their domain and in their products and services and yada, yada? The answer is yes, they are. So that's not a legal thing. They can do that. They can do that. You ask another question like, is WP Engine required to contribute back to WordPress? The answer very clearly is no. Okay, so they're not required to contribute. We hate them because they're not contributing enough. Are they contributing? Yes. Okay. How much are they contributing? Well, 40 hours a week, I guess, which Matt says is about $100,000 a year, which is nothing, like peanuts compared to the amount of money they make. And that's why he's upset. Why? Because Automatic, his company, contributes, I think, 4,000 hours a week or something like that. Don't quote me on any of these numbers. I'm just off the top of my head. I don't know. But I think, people can put in the chat, correct me if I'm wrong, correct the numbers, whatever. I'm giving you the general gist of what's going on, right? Okay. So let's keep asking questions. Are they required legally to contribute to WordPress? No. WordPress is open source. So then he has another argument, which is like, but they change WordPress. They manipulate it. Like, for example, they get rid of revisions. So they turn off the revision system in WordPress. They turn off the news feed in the dashboard. And then he might give you extra examples. So I think maybe one of the arguments is, well, they've manipulated WordPress. So what they're selling to their customers is not actually WordPress, but they're marketing it as WordPress. And therefore, something. And I don't even know what it's like. They're not allowed to make that much money, or they're not allowed to use WP anymore, or they're not allowed to say it's WordPress anymore. I don't know. To me, none of these are legal arguments because WordPress is open source, dog. This is why you can't fight for open source and say anybody can manipulate the software and do with it what they please and then get all pissy when somebody does that and they make more money than you. What I would like to see is why is WP Engine killing Automatic like in the marketplace? What are they doing that Automatic should be doing, right? It's not, Automatic is not being held back by their contributor hours. Like if they can make the argument, well, because we contribute so much to WordPress, we're not able to be as successful. We're not able to be competitive with you. Automatic has all the advantages. They control the plugin ecosystem for WordPress.com. They are allowed to use WordPress.com, the entire actual name of WordPress, in their product. They are selling all the same things as WP Engine. Automatic can do that, but WP Engine can't, apparently. And you can't tell me, well, Automatic can do it because they didn't disable revisions. That's not, I don't see that flying ever as a legal argument. I don't understand what the legal argument is. I'm not a lawyer, but to me, okay, if we're just gonna try this in the court of public opinion, does anybody see an actual legal argument here? Why are we embroiled in a legal battle when so many people either Either you don't understand, you're confused, or you have a really bad taste in your mouth. Neither of those are a win for Matt. Like, the only way Matt can come out of this positively and with it looking good is if he can actually clearly communicate legal issues and they need to be big enough that it constitutes like all this stuff that has happened. Do I think that you should go on stage at a WordCamp with first timers and bring these first timers? Like, I was just imagining, I bought a ticket, I flew there, it's my first time, I just had a lot of talks. Look at WordPress doing this. Look, Disney's using WordPress. This is so amazing. I don't even know why a beginner would be there, honestly. Why? Who? What? If I was a beginner in Webflow, and I'm not even a beginner in like web design, but if I was a beginner in Webflow, like, I would spend a lot of time with Webflow. I'd watch a lot of Webflow YouTube videos. I'd create a lot of projects in Webflow. I would decide, man, I'm in love with Webflow. I really want to go to a Webflow conference, right? I want to meet the person. I don't think I've met one yet. I want to meet the person that's like, I just got into WordPress last week and here I am at WordCamp US. Like, how did that happen? That doesn't compute in my brain. But apparently there's a lot of beginners there. But imagine you're a beginner and you're sitting in the audience and you're like, man, it's my first WordCamp. This has been so amazing. And then this guy comes on and just slaughters a competitor in front of everybody. That's tough. That's tough. Like, it doesn't leave a great taste in your mouth, does it? So to me, that's an L. Like, you take an L because, you chose the stage to do it on. You've got so many stages. You got so many ways of putting this out there if you want to put it out there. And if you think it's worth fighting for. I don't think the WordCamp stage was the best way to go, So there's that. There's that side of things. And then there's the just optics of like, dude, if we're going to do this, you got to have like a rock solid case. You got to have really good reasons. And I know maybe he thinks he has really good reasons. But from the outside looking in, it's like, dude, Automatic's doing the same thing WP Engine's doing. You guys are essentially doing the same thing. You contribute more than they do. To most people, that's going to be a boo-hoo. Boo-hoo. Like, this is one of the downsides of open source. Like, you could talk about all the great things of open source, which I think we have to have a conversation of what is the actual value of open source. There are two things we really care about: data ownership and data liberation. Now, up to this point, open source has provided those things, but it actually turns out you don't need open source to provide either of those things. You can provide both of those things without making software open source. You could have a license that essentially says Automatic owns WordPress. This is the biggest problem to me. You could have a license that says Automatic owns WordPress, and you are able to use WordPress as a hosting company, but you're not able to manipulate it. You're not able to alter it and change it, okay? You have to give your customers the WordPress experience, and that could even be done with a licensing deal. That could be done a lot of different ways. And this would not be, and you could also say, it's up to you. If you own the software, if you want to let other people contribute, you can say you have to contribute this much back to it. You can create these rules, okay? What you can't do is you can't say it's fully open source. People can do with it what they please. You can do whatever you want. You just can't use the word WordPress in the product because it's trademarked. But even to me, that's not open source. It's not open source anymore when there's a trademark control on the name. Like, you're actually violating one of the principles of open source of just do with it what you will. It's a commons. It's a community thing. That's not a community thing if you claim to own the word. Like, you've already kind of violated that in my eyes, right? But you can't, on one hand, just espouse all the benefits of open source, and this is so great, and it's all community driven, but then go target somebody for using it in the way you just said it could be used and maybe should be used. There's actually no should anymore in open source. You have no opinion as to how it should be used because you're saying use it however you want, right? So none of this stuff makes sense. None of this stuff aligns to me. I don't understand the argument. Certainly there's this is going to be the hardest legal battle ever fought. Again, I'm not a lawyer, but I just don't see a pathway to fighting this legally. And so what do we end with? We end with a WordCamp that ended very awkwardly and negatively. Millions of dollars are about to be spent and wasted. fighting a legal battle that is very murky and muddy. It leaves a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths. It turns people away from WordPress. Let's go back to pros and cons list. We're developers. We deal with pros and cons lists all the time. Show me the pros. What is like WP Engine turns around and contributes the same contributor hours as automatic? How much does that actually change in the world, right? They're still going to make gazillions of dollars. Do you want to shut them down? I don't understand what the outcome is supposed to be. I don't understand the goal we're shooting for. I don't understand a lot of things. This just does not make sense. I have to believe there's something else going on behind the scenes that we're not being told. I don't know. But none of what we're being told actually adds up. That's if anybody has any insights other than that, let me know. KTM says Matt attempted to extort WP Engine. Yeah, I mean, based on WP Engine's claims, he wanted like some sort of licensing deal. I just see a lot of, if I was an advisor, I would have just been like, this can't happen. Like, not yet. This is not a rock solid. You have to have again, let me go back. You have to have a rock solid case. You have to know ahead of time, right? Congress will they'll go vote on something, right? But going into the vote, before they bring it to the floor and let everybody do their thing, they know whether they have the votes or not, okay? You kind of need to do that in this situation. You got to know that everybody's behind you before you do something like that. You can't just bring it out of the blue all on your own and then be like, what do you guys think? Like, man, there's too much at stake. It's too costly. That would be, that's a huge miscalculation in my estimation. Like, a lot of this is based on miscalculations. And so, yeah, I mean, that's going to have to be a criticism of Matt in this regard. And like I told somebody else in a DM, I'm like, even if he has some sort of legitimate angle at this, he didn't communicate it, and it's still too confusing and muddy, and he's going to lose in the court of public opinion. So you got to have an airtight case, and you got to be able to communicate it before you take an action like the one that was taken. I think that's kind of how you wrap that up. Okay. Yeah, many things in life are about understanding we don't know enough. Right now, we don't know enough, and we may never do. Yeah, there could not even be more. It could just not make any sense. And we're about to see one of the biggest L's in the history of L's. That's an option. That could absolutely happen. All right, let's go 5 more minutes, and we got to get out of here. Okay, let me go back to questions, since that's really what we were here for. Okay. Could this kill WordPress? No, it can't kill WordPress. It could severely damage Matt's ability to lead WordPress. I don't know if there's a pathway to like Matt not being the head of WordPress or whatever, which is another awkward thing. It's like there's like one leader, but this is open source, but this is like community driven, but there's one guy. None of it makes any sense. None of it makes any sense. Okay, could you put a CG on the screen that says write Q in your question so I can read it? Yeah, I could make a little banner. I should make a little banner. If he's calling out WP Engine, why not GoDaddy? Oh, well, Jim, just go back a little ways. I think he did years ago call out GoDaddy in much the same way. I haven't looked into what the outcome of that was, but I do believe he went after GoDaddy. But I think the argument with GoDaddy was, maybe a little bit, I don't know, more relevant, maybe even less relevant. I don't know, because GoDaddy doesn't make I think it's less relevant. Less relevant. He had less of a leg to stand on against GoDaddy. Why? Because GoDaddy's not a WordPress host. GoDaddy does all kinds of stuff, right? They sell domains, so their money, when you go, man, they're making $1 gazillion. Well, a small percentage is off of WordPress. Most of their money comes from other things, right? His argument about WP Engine is they're exclusively WordPress. So all of the money they make is based on WordPress. But then I go back to, you can't cry about that because it's open source. You said people could do with it what they wanted. The WP Engine's doing with it what they want. And he'll say like, let me go to WP Engine. Let's go to like products, WordPress hosting. So this is what he objects to. WordPress hosting. Like you could say like WooCommerce hosting, right? I think he's trying to say that's a violation of the WordPress trademark, maybe the WooCommerce trademark, but again, how is it? You're allowed to reference the name of a product. Like you're not, I don't, and even if they win that, they're probably going to have to just shift a word around or something to fix it and not even be like, I just don't see, again, I'm not a lawyer, but like, this is just, but Automatic does this too. Automatic does, I'm pretty sure, says the exact same thing. So it's like my company can do it, but your company can't do it. Why? Because it all goes back to, here's the murkiness of it. The contributor hours thing. He keeps bringing up the contributor hours. It's almost like, hey, if you contribute, I'll let all that shit slide. Why? If it's a violation, it's a violation. You should prosecute the violation just on principle. Like, this does feel very extorty. Like, I can look the other way if you're contributing developer hour. That part should have just been left out. They're either violating something or they're not violating something. Let's just keep it at that. You can't be like, well, they can buy their way in if they contribute more hours to an open source project. Like that's now we're getting really murky, really murky. And again, I think legally they're going to look at that and be like, oh, hold on. Like, nah. Okay. Can we get a link to the blog post? Just go to geary.co. It's super easy to find. Geary.co. Did Disney reveal why Donald Duck walks around bottom half naked but wears a towel when he gets out of the bath? They did not reveal that. Disney does a lot of sketchy stuff. Let's leave it at that. I was the first one who spoke to Matt as he walked off stage. I told him that if he was going to call out Silver Lake, he needs to call out Newfold Digital 2 and then it got cut off. That's the other thing, man. I think there's so many people that could be called out, right? There's so many people that could be called out. All right, let me go back to the chat. We'll finish on just some random chat stuff. Yeah, so many companies use the term WordPress hosting. Matt should either sue everyone or leave it as is. Exactly. There's a company being singled out because they've reached an income threshold, because they took money from an outside firm that has a specific guy that Matt doesn't seem to like very much. And I don't even know the whole side of that story. It got very murky because it's like, let me target this one company because of this one guy, because of this one thing called contributor hours, because of this one thing they're calling it WordPress host. It's like trying to tie that web, weave that web. You're not weaving that web. That web is so messy, right? It's just, that's straight downhill. The issue with trademarks is that if you don't protect them in every single case, you set a precedent. If they knowingly let it slide in any situation, they're legally screwed. Yeah, I think that's what, exactly. That's why I said, by the way, you have, if you're gonna say it's a violation, you've got to prosecute it as the violation, not as it's really only a violation because they only contribute 40 contributor hours to 5 for the future. that is what the argument was. And it's like, it's either a violation or it's not a violation, and you're either gonna have to prosecute everybody or you're gonna prosecute nobody. It can't be all this personal vendetta stuff wrapped in. That ain't gonna fly. My social handles have WP in it, and my client thinks I am WordPress. Who can say? Yeah. That was one of the arguments was like, well, because it's called WP Engine, people think that's actually WordPress. But then it's like, dog, you have WordPress.com. Like that. If anybody thinks something is WordPress, they think it's WordPress.com. Okay? Let's be as honest as we can possibly be. Ain't nobody gonna be like, WP Engine, WordPress.com. WP Engine's clearly WordPress. Like, that ain't, you're not, again, an argument you just can't make. Nobody's buying it. Nobody's gonna buy that. And we would have had all these conversations. Like if I was an advisor, we would have had all these conversations ahead of time. Like none of this stuff flies, dude. Like you're not going to be able to make these arguments and get people on your side. Okay. Mainsail says, enough drama for me, but before I leave, awesome first demo of Etch today on IC. Loved everything I saw. To be clear, it wasn't on IC. It was in the Etch community, but yes. Yeah. Okay. All right. I think we're going to have to get out of here today. I'm back from Portland. I got a bunch of work to do. We are chugging along. WordPress is not going to crumble. It's not going to burn. It's not, I won't even go there. We got to save the, we're not ready for that. We're not ready for that conclusion. But maybe we will be ready for that conclusion soon. But I'll stay away from it for right now. WordPress is fine. I feel like Baghdad Bob right now, The US is not in Iraq and there's like tanks rolling behind me. WordPress is fine, guys. WordPress is fine. Nothing to see here. Let's just all keep doing the work that we do. Let's keep helping each other. Let's keep producing content. This stuff will sort itself out. We'll be back to normal soon, okay? And next Tuesday, more importantly, I'll be back with another WDD Live. So thank you for attending. Thanks for the likes, the comments, the sharing. I'll see you next Tuesday. Peace.